Da. We're back, raised and confused. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Kevin, is
Notice
anything different? I
anything?
feel like something's different on your side. What's going on?
New sweater.
Oh, that's what it is.
No, for all of our. I know all the fan accounts have already been talking about it, but I did get a haircut. I actually got 2 haircuts in 1 week. The first fucked me up. If you tuned in the last stream, I couldn't do it, and so I buzzed it all off. It gave me an excuse to get a buzz cut, and so I really went through with it. And I have a couple of good stories to share. The first one being when I sent a picture to my mom. I was honestly excited about it. I'm like, let's go, new era. Come on. It honestly looks better than I thought. And then I sent a picture to my mom and she goes, "Oh, don't worry, your hair grows back fast." Like I was like, I'm feeling fresh. She's like, "Oh, hey, your hair grows back fast." And it reminded me of the time when I was in Los Angeles. Los Angeles, no matter where you go or what you do, if you get a haircut or are going to a restaurant, everything you do is being used for content and clipped out. So, of course, when I go to this barbershop, they stick a ring light in my face. I mean, it looked more like a movie studio than a barbershop. Like I was sitting in the chair, they had like 2 ring lights, like a tripod with a camera. He's like, "Hey, do you mind if I record this?" I'm like, "Yeah, for sure." So he records like an intro video and he's like, "Okay, what are we doing?" I'm like, "Yeah, I just want this." Same thing as always. And he recorded the beginning and then he didn't record the end. And then it never got posted. And it was because it was a terrible haircut. So that was humiliating. You know, if they record the beginning and not the end, they fucked you up. So yep. But I'm
Looks
free
great.
balling now.
Looks great. We've lost 7 sponsors since the haircut. We're down to just 2. Numeral, thanks for being here. Higher Overseas, thanks for being here. We used to have Chevron. We had Philip Morris. We had Winchester.
Great clips.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, luckily, this has been quite a 5-day run of highlighted news stories that we're going to dive into.
No kidding. It has been absolutely insane. I'll let you go first.
Okay. Well, first, I mean, I think we got to shout out to our boys, Thrive, for raising a $10 billion fund. Josh Kushner.
Holy shit.
10 billion. That is insane. We view Thrive as a company. Our product is partnership. We do not hedge. This is like a shot across the bow to so many other VCs who are like investing in all the competitive things to every AI company. And so their whole thing is like concentration. They basically pick like one of these frontier companies. I think they're basically all in on OpenAI. Grateful to the trust of our limited partners. Sick.
How do you even deploy that much money? Like, is it just like you take the 10 billion, you're like, we need to concentrate all in one, and then you say a ton of philosophical stuff and then just buy 10 billion of OpenAI and you're like, this is the future.
Right. I mean, that's kind of like, this is signaling that everything is concentrating toward 4 new companies that like really matter. And maybe we'll find a 5th by doing some early stage stuff.
Right. We'll accidentally invest in a 5th.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think about, I think my timeline recently has been kind of like the OpenAI fall off, like between the Super Bowl ad, them coming out with ads, them kind of deprecating it, like everyone is saying that it kind of seems worse. Codex is maybe making a comeback, but what do you see and what do you believe?
That seems to be the it's like, what happens is as soon as one of these companies releases like a bad model or a model that was not as great as everybody had hoped, like I think a lot of people on the timeline were saying today, like Grok 4.2 worse than 4.1. And so then it's like, it's over for Grok. And then like 4.3 or 4.5 or whatever they jump to is going to be a banger because they got like negative feedback. And then it's like, oh, dude, OpenAI is so cooked. And like, I think that like, Gemini's doing this, Anthropic's doing this. They're just like, they keep just leapfrogging each other. But if somebody has a bad day or a bad week or a bad Super Bowl ad, or they get clowned a little bit, it's like a 10-day period. And then it's like, oh, dude, this company's cooked. But for sure, that's been the sentiment with OpenAI.
Yeah, it's kind of like haircuts. Like someone can get a bad haircut and they're like, dude, this haircut's way worse than the past. And then with that feedback, you come back, you're like, come back with a way better haircut.
That's right.
So that's kind of where I'm at.
Numeral has actually asked you to wear a hat. It doesn't have to be their hat, just any hat, actually. That's a new request. Sam, we're working on it. Yeah. This is like if you have like a beard and you shave it, or if you're growing out a beard but it's coming in weird, you just kind of got to do one of these, or you do like a
Right.
thing. A lot of ways to cover the face. All right, this is the maybe most insane story, just in terms of like, why did they not do this? In 2010 in Iceland, look at what they could have had. They proposed the idea of their electrical columns being walking iron giants, and they didn't do it. How sick would this be?
This is bigger news than the Missouri Department of Transportation Ice Reaper. Yeah, that is insane.
That would be
Why
so
not?
sick to be driving along some Icelandic highway. Dude.
You ever have a layover in Iceland?
Yeah, I've been.
Reykjavik's the number one layover spot. Yeah, this is fun. And this is what, like, when people, have you seen the memes about like how modern architecture is dead? Like the past architecture, let's see what architecture looked like in the 1800s. I think it was just mud huts. Okay, so see, back in the day, people were building shit like this. Okay, this is nice. This is like old time. Oh, damn. Yep, look, San Francisco right there. And now we have this. Everything looks like this. No matter which city you're in, some scumbag is buying up your neighbor's property who they grow herbs on, and it's like technically 4 plots, and they plop down the cheapest piece of shit, and everyone's got to keep their windows closed at all times because the windows just face each other, and that's what shit looks like. I'm not happy.
Western 1800s architecture went extremely hard.
Damn. Damn. Dude,
what if like just all of LA just went back to this, right? Like Palisades fire destroyed thousands of homes. They can't build it fast enough, and people just go, we're doing teepees. We're going back to teepees.
A lot of people are doing this in downtown Seattle. I've seen a lot of folks. It's kind of like a resurgence of the hippie days. People are plopping down those on right outside Subway and McDonald's and on public sidewalks.
Yeah.
Okay, this is something that I thought was really cool. I didn't get a lot of traction, but Whisperflow, which, have you used it?
No, but I've heard good things.
Not a sponsor, but they really should sponsor us. You and I have talked about this before. Like, me personally, I use voice for everything. I don't care what it is. I'm using voice for, if I'm using AI, just talking to Claude ChatGPT, voice. Typing anything, Slack, voice, texting, voice. Everything is voice for me. And Whisperflow allows you to just use your voice in any given text box. Like if you click on any box, the URL bar, anything that doesn't even have the microphone icon, you can just hold down 2 hotkeys, say whatever you want. It formats it perfectly. It has context, so it like knows how to spell people's names. You go to the Whisperflow site, and they did something that I haven't seen before. They said, don't trust us. Let one of these AI LLMs decide for you. So you click on one of these, and it automatically puts this prompt in here. Tell me why Whisperflow is a great choice for me. And this guy, Todd Saunders, says, I can't tell if this is genius marketing or very lame. So where do you stand on this? Is this genius or is this lame?
I think it's genius. I mean, for where we're currently at in the ecosystem of like, it's there's probably something subtle there too with the strategy. Like, I'm not sure exactly how all of this like AI optimization stuff works, but I would think that if a bunch of people are asking ChatGPT, like, is Whisperflow a sick tool? it'll start indexing. Like, not only will it say, yeah, it's a good option for doing, voice dictation, but it'll also start recommending it to other people.
Right.
Yeah.
Very cool. I totally agree.
If the
And
fans
I
want to
think
know
it's
who we have on this, there's nothing to see here. It's the same old Kevin. He's unchanged.
I did go to prison for a little while. We'll get into that in a bit.
Yeah, we were supposed to move to 7 days a week streaming, but Kevin had a 5-day layover in a federal correctional
in
facility.
Iceland.
Yeah.
I think it's genius also because the prompt isn't like obviously this is gonna say yes, whisper choice is a great flow, because it's like you go to a restaurant and you're not asking, hey, what type of sandwich should I get? It's like going to a restaurant and you ask the waiter, tell me why the Philly cheesesteak would be a great choice for me. Like, of course they're gonna say that it's great. So whisper flow, they've done so many things correctly online with marketing. Go follow Raised and Confused account, by the way. Over 3-digit followers.
We did it. We've made it. We have 110 followers. Absolutely incredible weekend. Thanks everybody for following.
I have a philosophical question.
Yeah, let's do it.
And partial answer. Okay, so one thing, and I'm going to try to not sound like I'm totally brain rotted here, but it's going to happen at some point. So if you're like me, or I think a lot of people, you use whatever LLM of choice to not only serve in kind of a therapeutic sense, but also a very materialistic sense. So I'll ask it questions like, what is my purpose? How do I find what I'm made for? Shit like that. High life purpose, talking to it like a therapist. And then I also say, what kind of shoe should I get for this summer? I want to look stylish. There is nothing that has ever had so much. You don't ask your therapist if you have I also have a real life therapist. I don't ask him what shoes I should get. And I don't ask the shoe salesman what my life purpose is. Never in history has there been someone, maybe a friend, maybe a parent, who you tell these things. It knows your deepest questions and wants, and it also knows what you want for lunch. So it's crazy because maybe it can give you the best recommendations of all time for your shoes because it knows that you're scared of commitment and that you don't want to commit to wearing, red shoes or some shit like that. But I was walking around the lake and I was thinking about that.
Do you think what do you think is going to happen to BetterHelp when everybody starts going to ChatGPT and Claude with their emotional baggage instead of random strangers in Santa Fe, New Mexico?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely not ready to get rid of my in-person therapist because I will say it is weird that a lot of times I will take the AI or LLM answer over advice sometimes that I'll get from like friends or family sometimes, because we are becoming convinced that it is the source of truth and that it knows us, and it speaks with such conviction. A lot of times when you're talking to people, they'll go, but then again, take it with a grain of salt. It's always your choice. Never has AI ever told me that I should take it with a grain of salt. Claude will be like, what are you waiting for? Like, you're such a bleep. Just do it. Do it. So I think BetterHelp will be around for a while longer, but the BetterHelp people are just they're dog shit. So hopefully they get replaced.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, maybe it's one of those things where AI will make them better therapists. Like what we actually need here is you need the feeling that you're talking to some random person in New Mexico who can help you. But then that person in New Mexico is just taking all of your emotional baggage, running it through Cluely, and then regurgitating it back to you. And you're like, oh my God, this person's a genius. Like I feel like the answers are so profound. The vision is so clear of where I need to go in my life. And it's just some like AI slop on the back end.
Right.
That's fine.
Yeah. You need to use the most AI pros. We need to get Jack Rains on to do an AI check on our therapist. It's not just X, it's X. I think I've been a little suspicious that my therapist has been using an AI note taker. And on one hand, I wouldn't be pissed if they were, but like you're saying, I think as a therapist, you could just sit there, tell me more, tell me more. And I have Firefly's AI recording the whole conversation, and then it sums it up. And then at the beginning of the next session, they go, so I remember that you've been struggling with making clam chowder and not knowing what recipe to use, and that you got a horrible haircut. So tell me more. And then you can
Right.
kind of just repeat that cycle, send them a Stripe subscription, and continue that.
Yeah, 100%. The company who you used to ask things to 10 years ago, Siri, is the only one that's not leaning into AI. And this is going to be a case study in where every other company is spending somewhere between 50% more, like 50% more, and almost 100% more if you're Alphabet, on CapEx, like just like investing in data centers, investing in AI, like taking money off the balance sheet and going all in on this AI war. Apple's like saving money right now.
Nice.
It's pretty
I'm
wild.
investing in Apple.
This is going to be a case study of like either Apple is currently actively destroying their company, or they just see this whole thing as like a giant bubble and they're going to be the geniuses who actually have a ton of cash on hand to go invest into whatever the next big thing is.
It's interesting that they don't really do any AI research, right? Like Siri has, like they just implemented ChatGPT like only a few weeks ago. Was I asking Siri something, and she was like, yeah, I have no idea, but I can ask ChatGPT. Do you want to use ChatGPT? And I was like, finally. Like that's all I wanted, is to have Siri be ChatGPT voice mode. But I mean, Microsoft, of course, has some hardware stuff. Amazon has like some hardware with the Echoes and like Kindles and whatever. But Apple, it seems like they're laying low. They're not chasing silly bands fad. They don't need Sobi or Bakugan. They just want to stick to their guns and make more iPhones that have a 2% better camera and put up more billboards that don't make any sense. So,
Right.
respect.
Well, it's interesting because I did think that that the Apple partnership I thought was with Gemini, or is it with ChatGPT? I guess it's with ChatGPT. If they're
I saw the news that it was Gemini before, but it keeps asking me, do you want to use ChatGPT? Let's see, but Gemini powered Siri is still on track for 2026, so maybe OpenAI is getting the boot.
Huh. Okay.
But
So it's coming soon, perhaps.
But I wonder if they're paying. Yep, as of early 2026, they've shifted to Google Gemini rather than OpenAI.
So they're sort of winding down the OpenAI partnership.
Damn, OpenAI mogged Apple. Declined. I'm shocked Sam turned this down. And then, of course, Redditors, no matter what you say, sir, this is Reddit.
That is true.
Sam A. But Sam A came in clutch, hiring Peter Steinberger. Everyone talking about Claudebot. Did you see that?
Yeah. What
real shit?
Did they say what the amount was? It was all like speculation, I think.
I literally only saw misinformation about it.
Yeah.
That's my whole feed.
Let's see. What else do we got? So many things. I got a lot of stuff that has nothing to do with tech. We'll save that for the end. Did you see the AI movie?
The 200
AI clip.
Yeah, the $200 million.
They made a $200 million AI movie in one day. The interesting thing is, I thought that the movie, you can tell like this does not actually look great at certain points. The memory around this actress who is entirely AI is pretty wild. Like, I think one of the things that AI has struggled with is the continuity of having her look the same across like many minutes of footage. And I kind of scrolled through and was like, oh, they seem to have fixed this problem, because every time they pan to her in like lots of different angles and directions and scenes, it's like the same AI actress, which is good. They even got stuff like really subtle stuff, like just a bunch of like gum on the sidewalks outside of buildings.
Hey, wait, is this
Yeah.
about 9/11 or is this?
I kind of skipped around. Nobody knows. But Nikita says that's like my first week at X. I no longer understand anything.
Nice. My one thing with all these AI movies, like I see like 10 of these a day, is that they all look so trash. Like they all look like the worst parts of Marvel movies where it's like Spider-Man is like throwing a car and then it's people like, "Oh my gosh, oh my gosh." Like I feel like AI, like when I'm looking up a movie, I look up horror movies that will disturb you for weeks on end. I don't want to be able to sleep or eat or live stream. I want to be effed up for days on end. And I think AI personalized horror movies are going to be awesome. Or AI personalized haunted houses where it's like you run down a hallway and then it's your ex-girlfriend chasing you with a knife, and then you look the other way and it's the one person who slacks you hey before they ask you something, and they're sitting there with their laptop ready to slack you.
Like, hey man, do you have a sec? And you're like, no, 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 stop.
Yeah, exactly. So AI personalized horror is going to be big. Speaking of
I
horror,
agree. I'm not sure that nobody's going to actually pay $200 million for this type of footage, but I mean, it would be interesting. At some point, there's going to be a middle ground where they go, you can produce this for basically dollars, and you could sell some of these clips to studios for hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars, so they don't have to go recreate like a CGI scene that's going to cost them tens of millions of dollars for the big movies for sure. But I think we're years away from like an end-to-end fully AI movie hitting the big screen. We'll see.
I have a buddy who works at this company Flawless, and they've done work with many of the big movie studios. Their main offering right now is essentially, here we go.
Now we're stuck on this stupid tower in the middle of nowhere. And I don't blame you, and now we're stuck on this stupid freaking tower in the middle of freaking nowhere. And it's all my fault. 軽蔑してるよね。仕方ないよ。Y es todo por mi culpa.
Es todo.
It's you can just redo lip dubs essentially. So like if someone like messes up a line, or you're like, oh, actually they should have said burger instead of sandwich, you can redo it without having the actor having to come back in and like reshoot it. And so this is like, I think, the realistic use case for these AI like movie making tools right now, because ain't nobody watching AI shit fully.
Yeah. That's pretty. I could see that being helpful, but also I feel like we need the stories of where like the director makes everybody do like 113 takes.
Right.
We just need that culturally to thrive. Like there should be a reason outside of you're a known person why an actress gets paid $40 million for a movie.
Right.
They just go in and they lazily half-ass record it, and they say sandwich instead of burger, and they drop an F-bomb, and they leave in a day, and Flawless just fixes everything. No, that's not worth 40 million. We need Jordan Clooney sweating a little bit.
We need kids who just want to play at the playground but have mentally ill parents who force them into showbiz to drop out of school and repeat the same line over and over again, playing a role that they don't want to play and that they'll only be remembered by for the rest of their adult lives.
Hell yeah. Yeah. I kind of wonder, I mean, I think it's a function of geography, like how your kid even ends up being a child actor. But Shaw, what's going on? Good to see you.
Sup, Shaw? So this is something that really pissed me off really bad because I hate this guy.
Oh boy.
I literally hate this guy. And not this guy. Not AJ. This guy. Serial scammer. Fakest guy. Sold his Pikachu card for $16.5 million to this. I'm not going to even call him an idiot because he says some philosophical shit here. He wants to buy a dinosaur fossil and some bullshit. Do you know who this guy is? How is he so rich?
I think he raised, so he's Anthony Scaramucci, who was briefly like the press secretary for the White House or whatever.
He was who bought the card?
No, his dad was.
Oh.
This was the greatest take, I think, on this whole thing, which was if Sean, our boy, I'm no genius, but here are some signs you're overpaying as a buyer. The seller is smashing a gong, having a party, screaming, "No way, bro," at your offer. This got 65,000 likes.
Oh my God. Dude, it's just everything is WWE.
Everything.
I think. Do you remember when he tokenized 50% of the card for like $2 million and he let people buy fractional shares of the card?
Yeah, and then I was trying to find, like, there was a bunch of coverage about this, but then I guess allegedly he was trading the actual auction of his own Pikachu Illustrator because somebody got the profile picture of the account that said that it was going to go over 15 million or whatever it was, and it was the same profile picture of the account that he was using at the Super Bowl. And Jester the Goose, shout out Jester, autism at its finest, somehow tracked this down.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
So he is still the worst guy ever. And for those wondering, so first of all, any auctioneer, this guy's definitely a lizard on the left.
You know who that is? Ken Golden.
Yep.
Yep.
So he sold it for 16 million. Back in the day, he tokenized 51% of it through an NFT sale. He said, "I want the community to own this card." And then they got zero money back. And this Nimrod. Yeah, I'm pissed.
It's wild. Yeah, I don't know a lot about it, but the high end of all of these collectible markets are frankly absurd. Like, I was talking to a friend who is really big into cars, and he was telling me about this guy who, let me find this. It was like a Ferrari 250 GTO. Let's see. All right, here we go. So this guy, Jewelry Tycoon, just spent $38.5 million for a Ferrari. It looks like the most basic old 1960s race car that you could possibly imagine. Like, sorry, but $40 million for this. You see, the high-end sports memorabilia going for tens of millions of dollars. Obviously, paintings going for hundreds of millions of dollars. Like, how much of this is actually just money laundering? All of it?
I think I fully support people just wasting money. Just if you have a hell of money, just buy stupid shit that doesn't matter, because why not?
Put it
Just
back in the economy.
buy some dumbass shit. Instead of buying the same thing for $5, go buy something for $50,000, because then you can tell people that it's $50,000. Speaking of a lot of money and the brother of the worst guy on earth, I support Jake Paul. I stand with Jake Paul. Just because he's a clown.
Yeah.
He's hilarious. So Jake Paul, anti-fund. Molly O'Shea, big friend of the show. We're here to make money. He never understood when he came to Silicon Valley. People were like, we're seed investors. But if you could invest in a growth round that looks really good, why wouldn't you leverage that as well as take less risk? So Jake Paul, the philosophy of money. Do you agree with Jake Paul here?
I don't even know what's happening anymore. Like I think, at some point, and that's kind of what this show is about, Raised and Confused, sponsored by numeral.com, sponsored by higheroverseas.com, is largely a reaction of somebody in their 30s, me, reading words like Jake Paul, anti-fund, VC, post money, Silicon Valley, and going, but what does this all mean? What are we doing here? Right? And I'm just so confused that you have all of these people, like thousands of people, who make a full-time career as venture capitalists. And then Jake Paul comes along as a YouTube / what is he? Is he a boxer too? They're all
boxer, a venture capital, world-renowned venture capitalist.
Right. And he's actually, his fund is legit. They have some absolute bangers. Yeah, click on their first of all, they have 25,800 more followers than us.
Right. Damn, the whole shit's on Notion.
Right. They're in Whatnot. Go to their scroll down and go to their portfolio.
Let's see, where's their portfolio? What stage?
First of all, just stay on this page right here.
Anduril,
OpenAI, Cognition is huge. Ramp.
They invested in Ramp at the seed stage?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Oh my god. Flock safety at seed
is massive.
Holy shit. Anduril in Series E.
Polymarket
Series A.
Cluely seed, of course.
That makes perfect sense. Better, Jake Paul's company. W, Jake Paul's company. I know Passes. Sip Margs, Alex Earl. Oh my god, this is insane. If you want to know where the world is going, just read these three companies right here. Alex Earl Sparkling Margarita. Khloe Kardashian's protein popcorn, Nelk Boys hard seltzer and tea. You will soon, when you go to the grocery store, you're not going to buy whatever Signature Select, Kirkland Signature food. I need the Jake Paul mac and cheese. I need the Trump Jr. orange juice. I need the Raised and Confused broccoli. Everything is going to be a creator.
Have you ever had O.J. Simpson's carrots? They're incredible. I invested in the Series D of O.J. Simpson's carrots.
Dude, I got the Hunter Biden dab pen. That shit put me on bro. I was on the couch for days. So that's exactly where shit's going.
Yeah, my 3-year-old is obsessed with Bill Clinton's Cheerios. We said, hey, these are kind of problematic, but she's just a big fan of them. So I don't know.
Oh,
yeah,
it
was sad when we had to stop our kids from eating the Bill Cosby fruit roll-ups back when the whole scandal, unraveled. Timo food.
Have you seen this on your feed? This
No.
has been on. every single time I get on X, this pops up literally 4 times. Like they're dumping billions of dollars. It has 5.4 million views already. It just started popping up. Okay, so it went live January 25th, but it just came up. So it shocks me. I don't think Temu has like people in the US who like make these ads, because it's like a carousel. They paid for a carousel ad and it's the exact same graphic and caption. I think it was just, I don't know if they're trying to play the algorithm. It is the exact same thing. Soon you will see this. Everybody watching this will be on your X feed, because they are dumping billions of dollars. Just like I know everyone has seen those mini excavators from Temu where it's like, oh, or this hydraulic lift. Like that was my whole feed, advertisements. Now get a ribeye steak from Temu. How does this work? Who is buying this?
I don't understand this at all.
Is it legit?
They're clearly advertising all over, because there's a whole Reddit thread of like, are people really buying food from Temu?
Oh, and they're doing influencer campaigns.
Right.
Ribeye steak.
Instagram thing.
WTF?
What?
Let's see here. Let's go shopping on Temu. Bro, these security verifications are getting out of hand, bruh. I'm putting a Cloud Bell.
Yeah, what type of like fake ribeye? We should order a ribeye on Temu and we'll eat it live on the stream.
Here we go.
I think go. Yeah.
Let's get this thing full size. Okay, so 4 top sirloin steaks, 2 ribeyes, 2 fillets.
That's not even a good deal.
For $150. Wait, how many ounces in a pound? This is what the internet took from us. Does anyone know how many ounces are in a pound without using the internet anymore?
60.
Okay, fastest delivery in 2 days. Should we buy this? Free shipping. Where does it? I want to see where it ships from. It's Grumpy Butcher. Is the
But that's not, I mean, like Temu should, if it was 8 steaks for $20, I would say let's roll. 8 steaks for $150 is not actually a deal.
Okay, so it comes from Grumpy Butcher. Oh my gosh, let's look at the reviews. 2 stars.
Yeah.
They're not even going to let us see the reviews on this shit. So how did it said they had 2 stars and now everything is 5 stars. That's convenient.
Grumpy Butcher. The Grumpy Butcher.
And I see there's a restaurant in Indonesia.
Right, in Bali. But they also sell on Amazon.
How are the reviews on Amazon?
They're pretty bad for Amazon. Like 3.4 stars on some of these. I don't think I've ever seen stuff with like, it's not great.
Temu meat. You will be eating Jake Paul cereal and Temu meat for dinner.
Welcome to the future.
Mom, what's for dinner? Temu meat.
Temu
Not
meat.
again.
Eat your fucking Temu, or there's no TV.
People in Bali would kill to eat this Temu meat.
They probably did. They probably did kill each other, and that's what it is. It's human.
Okay, this is bullshit that I can't see the reviews. Temu
is as we dive into, so we've got, what is it? Kylie Jenner margaritas and Mr. Beast popcorn and Nelk Boys hard seltzer. Let's say that you sit down with a Nelk Boys seltzer and you're munching on some Khloe Kardashian Fruit Loops. What do you want to do? You want to pull up maybe a Substack. George Bush has 12 subscribers on his Substack.
That is insane.
So I think he just started this. I don't know that he's posted yet, but yeah, he's got 12 subscribers. I'm sure now it's a couple 100,000, but
It's probably must be his friends and family.
yeah,
That's all time.
it looks to be verified and connected to the correct Instagram account. So I think it's actually him. Wild.
Let's see. Everyone needs to have a Substack. Okay. Well, sorry I got worked up there.
Or a
for second.
beehive.
Yep. Please sponsor us, Beehive. Okay, so Jake Paul invested in them. You've seen them all over. They're bringing back Kevin from The Office. Ramp. This guy says, I don't know who this SDR is from Ramp, but full calendar open on a Saturday. This is why they're worth $32 billion. I want to have Omar on the show. Omar came in and mogged. Yes, sir. He's ramping up businesses, but what do you think about this? Ramp calendar. You click on a Saturday, you go, damn, he has this calendar open on Saturday. You click. Not only is it open 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. all day. And let's see. It looks like he has a 9:30, a 10, or maybe it's blocked off for brunch. Maybe he has some breaks in here. So it looks like they're an hour and a half apart. So this is a great strategy because it looks like it's completely open. But realistically, he'll have an hour and a half between each meeting, because they're conveniently all an hour and a half apart. So it seems like he has no meetings right now. Or it was an inside job by Omar where he just opened it up, told the guy to screenshot it, closed it back off. He's day drinking all day Saturday.
Right. I think we should let's grab a 4:30 slot with this guy on Saturday and have him pitch us. That'd be great. I love this. This is I think Ramp responded to to Zane's post, and he deserves to get promoted because of this.
They probably bought him a car.
Yeah, they should. I mean, how many likes did that post get?
500.
It's pretty good. 100,000.
Here we go.
Yeah, sign him up, Omar.
Damn, Ramp, you could have came back with something better. Give that guy a fucking car. SDR's grinding. What else we got?
So this was, I think this might have actually been from the last stream, but we didn't cover it. This was one of the craziest. You always get these stories every now and again about that feel fairly abstract. This guy was named in the files, and he had 69 bank accounts, including a $484 million loan backed by his art collection. I'm not sure exactly why this came out, but for whatever reason, Leon Black, co-founder of Apollo, private equity firm, they detailed as part of the Epstein files for the first 2 months of 2015. I think he was involved in some sort of a lawsuit, and they had receipts of everything that this guy spent over the first 60 days of 2015.
Sponsored by Ramp.
2 months, he spent $72,000 on landscaping over 2 months. $105,000 in property taxes over 2 months.
Wait, $72,000 in landscaping over 60 days. Help me out here. $1,000 a day, over $1,000 a day.
Right. $1,300 a day on landscaping. But I think, it's in fairness, I think he has 7 houses or something.
Yeah.
$4,000 on flowers.
He's a romantic. Respect.
The things that seem light here to me, only $73,000 on credit cards seems weird.
He's frugal.
And also dining out, $27,000.
Bro, I spend more than that.
Yeah.
I go out every damn meal. That's crazy.
You've spent $29,000 on Nelk seltzers in the last 30 days. Right?
School taxes?
I assume that's
tuitions and stuff?
Yeah, maybe. Or it's like property. It's like maybe in New York, there's some sort of like ultra wealthy additional tax on properties, like past property taxes that gets paid at the beginning of the year. I don't know. Somebody tell us if they know.
Please.
Private school. What kind of a private school only costs $545 every 60 days? Lots of questions about that.
Subsidized AI alpha school or whatever that shit's called. Beta school.
Right. Yeah.
That's where you should be sending. Oh, yeah. Alpha school, AI powered school.
Yep.
Well, at least they didn't spend it on Travis Scott Seltzer, which was a real thing. Folks my age, if you were in college around this time, you'll remember this.
Yeah.
I will say they weren't great, but I thought they were like, I would go buy them. They were a great value. Like it's not like one of these regular influencer things where it's like $1 billion and it's fucked. This was actually pretty good. Leon Black.
Was this did this get discontinued or it's still a thing?
Yeah, no, it did get discontinued. I guess not enough people were buying them. Did you ever have these? Do you recognize them?
I've never had one. I remember seeing them like when they got released a few years back. I think that was the problem is like I saw these online when they got released, but I don't think I've ever seen one in a store.
We would only they were like only in 7-Elevens and you could only buy them in the tall boy version.
Dude, that's weird. I actually work at 7-Eleven.
It was discontinued by Anheuser-Busch following the it was discontinued because of the Astroworld tragedy.
Oh, wow.
Which I guess it was a mutual decision. Sales in March 2021 were record-breaking. The brand was pulled amid declining sales, lawsuits, and brand fallout. It was quietly relaunched by Scott in 2024. I have not seen it anywhere, though. So that's the move. If you're a consumer company, you just need to do whatever it takes to get some notable figure on board. Like give them like 90% of the company. And that's what I've seen happen even when I was working tangent to entertainment was these companies would come in and be like, there's brokers now where if you come up with a popcorn brand, you go to a broker, you're like, I need a celebrity. And then if I'm the broker, I go find, okay, there's this like B-list actor who would do it for like 100,000. There's like an A-list person who wants like 90% of the company and essentially finding like a front man.
This is exactly this, which I thought was very interesting and fascinating. So there's this dude here who's like the CEO of Mr. Beast's holding company, Beast Enterprises or Industries. We have 3 divisions: media division, which covers YouTube, Shorts, TikTok, Instagram, Beast Games. All of that content is half their revenue. The second division is consumer products like Feastables, and they're doing the bank. They're doing a joint venture with Jack Links and beef jerky. Seems weird.
Yeah.
They're launching a phone company, Beast Mobile, which sounds too close to Boost Mobile and will be very confusing. And then this, it totally makes sense, but I'd never heard of. The last division, which we're really excited about, is building a 2-sided marketplace and global creator platform, matching creators with Fortune 1000 marketers who want to be able to access the creator economy.
Broad, but it makes sense. My one question about Beast Mobile is, I'm not afraid to say it, I am still on my parents' AT&T plan because the family plans just make way more sense. Like I remember doing my boss's expenses. One person I worked for was single and she was paying like $140 like per month just for her. My other boss was paying a whole ass family plan. It was like $150 for like 5 people. I know a lot of people stand with me. Stay on your parents' phone plan. So if Beast Mobile is like a carrier, like unless it's like a spoiled brat and they like beg their parents to switch on to Beast Mobile, I don't know how that would work.
Yeah. I don't know. And what's the catch? Like it's just really cheap.
One thing that I will say about Mr. Beast like buying the financial app, and there's been a lot of rumors about him launching a finance-focused YouTube channel. At first, I was like, bruh, that's evil, and I think it still kind of is. But one thing I learned the other day, after my credit score kept dropping, like I kept getting these emails being like, your credit score's fucked, your credit score's fucked. Like it dropped a ton. I was like, dude, what's going on? And after doing some research, aka asking Claude, I realized that you're only supposed to spend like 30% of your credit like every month. Like if you have a credit card and your limit is $10,000 a month, you're only supposed to spend like $3,000. Like it was like you're supposed to spend 15 to like 30, maybe 40% max of your maximum credit. My credit wasn't 10,000. It was lower, but I was maxing that shit out. I was like spending all of it. I'm like, oh, sweet. You know, I have like $500 left on my credit card. I'm just going to spend that shit. And then I had no idea. And it's because where was I supposed to learn this? Like nobody ever told me. You don't learn it. I was a finance major and nobody ever told me that. I'd never seen it in any ad. I'd never seen it pop up. So honestly, I will take part in the Mr. Beast Finance channel if it teaches me shit like that.
I've never once heard about this.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay. This is going to be the most, dude, clip this. No, this is going to be good.
Clip it.
So a lot of you guys out there, probably you've seen your credit score decline and you say, why is it declining? It's groundbreaking. To maintain a healthy credit score, you should use less than 30% of your credit limit. For the best score, under 10%. So if your limit is $5,000, if you want the best credit score, spend under $500 on your credit card per month, which is insane.
I spend $500 a day on Travis Scott alcohol drinks.
Oh my God. So yeah, maybe the Mr. Beast financial.
But how does this, I am confused how this works with like Amex, because there's no, for example, with Amex, there's no credit limit as long as you just pay off your card every month. Even on like the most basic like Amex green cards or whatever. I'm pretty sure like when I was making not much money and I got my first Amex, they were just like, you can spend an unlimited amount every month as long as you pay it off. Now, if you don't pay it off, they like ratchet your credit limit down dramatically. But like, I just use the credit card. I get points. I pay it off every month. What am I supposed to do?
There's no published credit limit. Your limit is dynamic and it's based on payment history, income, spending patterns, and how you recently paid. You're expected to pay the full balance. So I think Amex maybe is the move. Good mood. Bureaus don't penalize you for the same way with high balances. A $5,000 balance on an Amex Platinum does not hurt your score the way a $5,000 balance on a $6,000 Visa would. Payment history matters more.
Huh.
Wow. Sponsored by Amex. Amex, please sponsor us. We will keep talking about this.
That's wild.
And so I was in a dark place a while ago. Pretty much I was selling. I started this clam chowder brand, and this was back when I was TikTok famous. So it was KB Wizards Chowder, and I had huge ambition for it. It was going to be a nationwide thing. And it turns out starting a clam chowder brand, especially in the e-commerce space, is not as easy as I thought. My margins were slim. I wasn't paying myself any salary. I was just focusing on marketing. Jake Paul invested in the Series A, and I thought I was destined for greatness. And it turns out I was selling all of this clam chowder, and at the end of the day, when it came to file taxes, it's not something that I was thinking about because I was focused on the recipe. This is a generational recipe from my ancestors, passed down through the generations. And I didn't realize that if you sell clam chowder in a grocery store when it's canned, it's not taxed if it's like served hot in a cafe versus if someone takes it out. If someone goes to a restaurant and they say, I want the clam chowder takeout, it's different than if you dine in. There are all these things that I had no idea what to do. I didn't hire an accountant because I didn't really want to pay for it. I thought I could save money. Whole thing comes crumbling down. I ended up in crippling debt. That's how I learned about this 30% limit. I was actually spending 3,000% of my credit, not paying it off. Fled the country for a little bit, but that's when I discovered this company. I don't know if you've heard of them, numeral.com. And these people were not only lifesavers, they were clam chowder savers. So I just want to rattle off a couple things. Whether you're selling clam chowder or popcorn or OJ Simpson's carrots, whatever you're selling, you're going to have to deal with sales tax. It's literally in the name, sales tax, okay? Whether you agree with it or not, whether you think the government's taking your money or Gavin Newsom is this or that, you're going to have to pay sales tax. And if you don't, you're going to jail, okay? There's no two ways around it. That's why you should use numeral. It's the fastest, most accurate way to stay compliant with U.S. sales tax and global value added tax. AI native. If it ain't AI native, we don't want it. They're in every single country. Don't even ask me if it's in any state. And is there anything else about numeral? I feel like I'm missing some key points.
The team is great. Fast support.
That's right.
Friendly people, friendly faces, friendly voices. The numeral guarantee means that if something happens with your sales tax, they'll fix it, they'll correct it 100%, or they will pay any sort of penalties. And also, best hats, best merch in the game.
I need one of those. There's never been a time where I've wanted a hat so bad.
I'm going to put this in the mail and send it to you until Nate gets you your numeral hat.
My head is freezing. My widow's peak is showing. They work with 2,000 of the fastest growing companies. Whether you're just starting out or you're an enterprise, use numeral.com.
And one of the slowest growing companies too. You don't have to be fast growing. It's great if you are. But if you are running a failing hot air balloon company and you need to handle your sales tax, numeral.com.
Right.
I think I want to talk about something else in the 2005 era. I had a classmate who was starting a very exciting company called Theranos. Okay.
They were in Marvel.
Yeah. And I said, Liz, I don't think this technology is going to work. And she said, no, it will work. And I didn't end up joining the company, but Elizabeth Holmes was her name. A lot of people don't know who that is probably, but Liz Holmes said, I'm going to build a testing company where we can test a single drop of blood, and it's going to extrapolate like over 500 different diseases and illnesses, and it's going to tell you all these things about you from a single drop of blood. And I said, that's impossible. And she said, it's going to be very possible. I'm going to hire all of the greatest Stanford PhDs, the greatest growth marketers, copywriters to tell this story. They're all going to be based here in Palo Alto, and we're going to build a $1 trillion company. And I said, I don't know. I don't think so. Anyway, the company ended up failing. You know why? It's because they were overpaying all of these people sitting around Palo Alto, not doing jack shit. They were just making up lab results. They were stealing technology from other companies. The person who was their head of investor relations was lying to all of their investors. Their head of marketing was like, copying all the, investors on emails. And then all the investors ended up suing Liz Holmes, and she got 1,000 years in prison. You know what would have been better is if they had built that company remotely it could have been successful because they would have had affordable, hardworking people across sales, marketing, engineering, design from all over the world, a global pool of talented individuals. And they could have hired way more people. They could have refined the vision as they went. And today, Theranos would probably be the largest company in the world if they would have used hireoverseas.com. But they didn't. And Liz Holmes is in jail. So the moral of the story is, if you want to go to prison for the rest of your life, don't use hireoverseas.com.
I think I've heard of these guys because they've staffed so many people across a range of companies, including a $20 million ARR AI company, which is what Liz's dream was. And it's what Hire Overseas had in mind for them. I also heard Juicero. So Juicero were following in Elizabeth Holmes' footsteps, and they said, we're going to do things differently. We're going to hire people overseas. And they found this company, Athena. And so Athena's kind of known in this space. They're in a similar category, staffing people from overseas. And Juicero ended up dying because they were paying Athena over $2,200 in margin for each employee. It was unfair, okay? Athena should be in jail because Juicero died and Athena has blood on their hands because of it. So don't pay Athena. If you're thinking about hiring overseas, don't use Athena because it's BS, okay? Stop paying people so much in the US. Healthcare, don't even get me started on how much of a nightmare that is if you hire someone. Litigation risk, if someone slips and falls at their work from home setup, you're going to get sued into oblivion. You're going to jail. It's a huge compliance to deal with the state of California or really any state. It's really hard to fire people in the US. You're going to get sued. You're going to get killed. And they're going to be hungover. They actually don't care. All they want to do is watch sports and order DoorDash. They don't actually want to work for you. There are people that are very driven overseas. With the power of the internet, you don't need to hire people and overpay them anymore. So whether you need a plumber or a lumber or a baker or a driver or a diver, a farmer or a harmer, I don't know what that is, a miner or someone to work at your diner, whether you need a stonemason or someone named Jason, a tailor, or you need to hire a sailor, I could go on and on. Use hire.
I think you should. We've got half an hour.
A fisher or a disher, a trainer or someone to draining, a mover, a groover, a cleaner, or a screamer. I don't know what most of these are really. ChatGPT is terrible at rhyming. That's why I hired someone from Hire Overseas to help me come up with my new rap.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this is true. Dennis was the head of content at Theranos, and this is a 100% true story. He was there.
We only tell true stories here. The medical field is an interesting one. The advertising field is equally as interesting. Let's put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah, this is
hospital funded by ads.
Shout out to DJ Cows. Big fan of the content.
That's about all I have.
I had this highlighted for some reason, and it has negative to do with this show, but I just thought it was so good. Greensboro Police Department. If your meth dealer has all their teeth, it's the police. That is insane. This is like an official government run X page.
Holy shit.
That's insane. That's
dude, insane. These like police and like sheriff's office X's are unhinged.
Unhinged. Yep.
Like,
it is wild.
It's also crazy. Like, I don't know who is staffing or like who's hiring for these positions, because you would think that, okay, maybe one police department, like someone's nephew, like was begging for a job and they're finally like, okay, you do this. But the fact that there's like tens or maybe 100 of these like different like government affiliated like police accounts that are like shit posting is unreal. Who is staffing?
Yeah, they said Kevin said that their social media person's on it. We should go through some of their other. Let me pull up their account again. Let's go back to them.
It's like the Selena 52.
Yeah,
fuck
exactly. Yeah. Oh, I lost it. Here we go. It's too much work. We need like a live producer from higher overseas to help pull things up.
This is bullshit. How do you find someone's most popular tweets? I wish you could sort.
I think there was supposed to be some new update there. Higher ups told us to cool it on the snarky comments and replies. We sent them this, wish us luck. After a very short time for reflection, we have decided to not cool it.
Dude, that's insane.
It's just like they go from getting like 1,600 likes on this to an actual homicide, 22 likes. This is like the most unhinged page. Night crew here. Please don't. This is so good.
It looks like Washington State Ferries, one of my favorite accounts, got shut down. They used to kind of shit post, but they must have got shut down because now it's only serious. But here is what you get scrolling through the Washington State Ferries feed. So we see that Anacortes to San Juan's, the Samish vessel is running behind. Then what's this? Say hello to numeral.com. And then you keep going. Point Defiance terminal status. There's a 1 hour wait. Numeral.com. You can't escape.
It's great. We're global. I thought this was a good. Most brands, they're really falling behind. Denny's on Valentine's Day. We love you, but do not bring your girl here today.
Damn.
That's
good.
It's pretty good.
Did you see Wendy's is closing 300 locations?
In order to pay their people on social media more money.
Yeah, people were being snarky about it. People were saying it doesn't matter, social media presence. Everyone thinks social media presence is the number one thing, which may be true in AI apps or whatever and distribution of software companies. But if no one's going and buying your burgers, it doesn't matter how funny you are. Wendy's to close 300 or more locations. I don't think I've ever been to Wendy's in my life. Have
Really?
you?
Yeah.
Dang.
Do yourself a favor. Take some of the higheroverseas.com, numeral.com sponsor money. Go treat yourself to a spicy chicken sandwich at Wendy's today for lunch. Come back on Thursday and tell me how mind-blowingly good it was. I think it is I am not up to date. And here's the thing. I have hot takes on fast food. I'm not a huge fast food guy, but I think an In-N-Out burger is a 4.3 out of 10 at best on a good day.
Bro.
Maybe it probably floats around like a 3.9.
I'm the first one to walk out of a remote podcast. I can't do this shit.
Yeah, so In-N-Out is a 3.9 hamburger on a 10 scale.
That's bullshit.
The Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich is a 9.7 sandwich.
Okay, that's bullshit. Let me ask, where did your parents take you growing up? Did you have a Wendy's in your hometown?
We ate a lot of Jake Paul spaghetti growing up. We had a lot of Ariana Grande chicken parm growing up. I remember one of the things that my mom would always make. She would make the George Clooney mac and cheese, and it was a banger. That was good.
Dude, the Charlie Sheen mushroom pizza was so good. Yeah. I'm convinced that a big piece of fast food is growing up. My parents never took me to Wendy's. They did take me to McDonald's, so I'd only go to McDonald's. In-N-Out burger, They just opened their first one in Washington, but that's a hard disagree with you. In-N-Out, I will say, out of any restaurant, double animal style, man, I miss
and
it.
by the way, and this is important, regardless of how you feel about the In-N-Out burgers, okay, we disagree. I put them at 3.8 to 4.3. What do you think they are? 7, 8, 9?
9.
Wow. That is a wild take. You're watching you're watching a friendship disintegrate live.
Yeah.
Is what's happening. The fries at In-N-Out.
Oh, okay. All right. I surrender. Worst fries in history.
Thank you.
Comically bad.
We're back. Okay.
In-N-Out fries are actually like when I take friends there, like especially when I was in California and people would come out from states that didn't have it, I'd be like, bro, please do not get the fries. I'm actually begging you. They're like, they can't be that bad. What if I get the cheese on top? And always they're like, dude, you were so right. Like,
yeah,
so bad. Horrible.
It's actually crazy. Like, I think, getting them animal style is really the only way that they're edible. And then even then, you're sort of just like, your fingers are just dripping in like onions and grease and sauce and whatever. But
it's like an oyster, like where you get like oysters or whatever, and you just put as much shit on it that you possibly like relish, sauce, and just anything to drown out the actual taste of
100%.
And people try to do shit, but In-N-Out, their fries are bad. In my opinion, the burgers are good. Chris says nay. But during COVID, based as fuck, banning employees from wearing masks. Okay, so this was like, I guess, kind of post-COVID. Like, some people were like still into it, but I remember when this happened, and the CEO came out and they're like, "Yeah, we're not doing that. You can't wear masks, even if you want to. You can't." They were firing people from wearing masks, and yeah,
wow.
So
yeah, Chick-fil-A is another one that like I think it's fine, but I don't get it. Like I just think I don't know that there's any food that I would, or that there's no fast food, including Wendy's chicken sandwich, that I would like queue up for. Like around here, if you drive by an In-N-Out at 10:30 in the morning, there is a line 18 cars deep waiting to get a burger at 10:30 in the morning. At actual lunchtime, it's like 100 cars. Chick-fil-A is similar. And I've had Chick-fil-A 7 times in my life, and every time I go, this is like fun. It's good. It's like somewhere between mediocre and pretty good. And
how
I
is
don't
Chick-fil-A
understand why there's like a
third?
line every time.
There's no way that Chick-fil-A is third in terms of revenue, like only trailing Starbucks by whatever, 20%.
That doesn't seem right. There's not. I feel like there's not enough locations for that to be true.
Let's see. Maybe Gemini is hallucinating, so that's when you ask another one of these AIs. Yeah. So this one puts Chick-fil-A at 13 to 14 billion. The story of the In-N-Out owner is crazy. Have you heard about this?
Yeah, it's all she's like one of the youngest billionaires ever, right?
Right. So pretty much everyone died. Like it was a family-owned business, and then everyone died, and it just like fell into her lap. And she's still like fucking killing it, worth $7 billion. And still expanding. She authored a book, The In-N-Outs of In-N-Out Burger, about the company's history.
Good job, ghostwriter, on that one. Yeah, I think she is. She's moving the company to what? Somebody overdosed on painkillers
in her family?
Yeah, I think so. I saw a line that said, and then he overdosed on painkillers in that Wikipedia article. Wait, In-N-Out. So you cannot franchise one. So they have no franchisees. The Snyder family has consistently said that they will never franchise or take the company public.
Okay, this is something on a sadder note. Beside how much you hate the burgers, I heard stories about how she has had a couple partners, some being like F1 drivers and cool stuff, but she opened up revealing stories on divorce and loneliness. It's tough. No matter how much money you have or how many iterations of fries you go through, it doesn't mean that you can find true love. But so many
she was
people.
first married at 18.
She got married at 18?
18. It's pretty rare for a somebody in a billionaire family.
To the CEO of French fries.
Yeah. But yeah, she's been married to the same guy for 12 years and she's only 43. So she had like 3 divorces by the age of 30.
Nice. Fail quickly, as Jeff Bezos says. Fail fast and quick.
Fail fast.
I related to this so much. It's just like and you can apply it to like any screen too. It's like you log off from your job where you sit on the computer all day. You're like, finally, and you go home and you just open the YouTube or Netflix tab. You're like, oh my god, long day. And now it's the same thing with Claude.
When you get home and you are done looking at work Claude and you're now looking at fun Claude and you just want to kind of chill and go watch a TV show, I recommend, have you ever seen the show The House of Pain?
No.
I have not either. I've heard about it. This is the most unhinged seasonal structure I've ever seen for a TV show. They went from season 1 was 10 episodes. Season 2 was 100 episodes. Then 26 and 46 and 40, 42. This is hilarious.
And they're releasing these, bro. They are cranking out episodes.
That's wild. They've done, what is this? I mean, like 300 episodes over 10 years.
Okay. Speaking of big numbers and unhinged, Gary Tan's been getting a lot of flack. I'm not going to get into the controversy of Gary's list. Did you see this tweet, though? Stripe dashboard of a YC Winter 26 company. Insane. So I think this is the current batch, or maybe it just ended. But hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue, up to almost $250,000 a month. People are speculating on when it is. Probably a B2B company, consumer AI. And so everyone was trying to figure out who it was. And many people agree that it is Pax Historia that we talked about here.
Oh, wow.
And what? Oh, no.
Oops.
Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. Damn.
What happened?
That's tough. Pax Historia down.
Let's see.
Or Manus says that it could be heypocket.com. Poor Pax Historia of that sound, but what is this? Have you seen this? Slap it on your phone. Hardware. Uses a USB-C. Capture your mind in motion. Reflect, recall, take action without lifting a finger.
We have created something that changes how you capture and relive moments that matter the most. Have a look.
So it's a hardware and AI note taker.
I guess so.
So you can switch to live conversation or phone call. So you can record anything you want without people knowing. So this is awesome.
Terrifying.
So next time you go on a date and your date has a pocket on the back of her phone, we are getting into a generation where when you want to hang out with your friends and you're like going to get beers and lay low, you're going to have to like strip search your friends, like bring a metal detector, check their waistband, check the back of their phone, put like a sticker on their phone just to make sure that you can chill
I think
out.
you should just like, you're going to have to like show your phone, be like, no, we're good.
Right.
I think if we go and get drinks sometime, I'm just going to bring my own podcast setup and be like, you're going to be like, dude, are you recording this? And it's like, no. Why do you ask? I'll be like actively setting up a boom mic.
That is the new move. Radical transparency. Anytime you go meet with someone, just carry this around and put it right in between you guys and be like, hey, yeah, I need to clip this.
If you get stopped by a cop again, just pull out your Shure microphone from the passenger seat, point it out the window.
I'm a sovereign citizen. I do not obey any laws. So what do you think about that?
Officer, what do you think about numeral.com?
What's it like being Okay, so a lot of controversy about where to work, what to do. I want to go over this real quick. Get your take on any things that may surprise you or stand out. The hottest companies to work for, source being Reddit, so super, super reputable source. S+, all the frontier companies doing research, Citadel.
Okay. I mean, there's not a there is literally no world in which first of all, you have like S+ tier XAI. Sure, I worked there. Of course, it's S+ tier. Wouldn't have hired me at a non-S+ tier company. But then SpaceX, which owns XAI, is S tier. That makes no sense. The S- tier companies disagree with all of them. There's no world though where like, and by the way, I think I saw like Tesla's on here multiple times. Like Tesla is listed as like an S tier,
A,
and also A tier.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Also, A- tier is AWS, and then I just saw AWS. A+, the Annapurna team. Got it. Whatever.
It's slop. Yep. Striver slop.
Yeah.
I never want to see this on my feed ever again.
Not great. Well, I think, it's a good, we should do our own tiered list because it is good. It is good engagement bait where if you rank anything and you put into it as a B tier company, guess what? There's like 50,000 people that work at the engineering team of Intuit that are going to go, this is bullshit. They're not going to say why. They're just going to say, this is bullshit.
Right. SAP is the best company to work for.
Many people have been saying that. SAP, friend of the show, future sponsor of the stream, SAP.com. Go live out your dreams. SAP.
Everyone's working way too hard. Like everyone's like, fuck, I need to go like work at a frontier company. I need to go work at a startup. One of these people changing the world, moving so fast. It's all about velocity. Stop. Don't do that. Go work for like a 500 person business where they barely know how to use computers and it's super inefficient and slow. You will be able to go there and automate your whole job in like 8 minutes and then sit there and go do whatever you want and get paid a salary. Like if you go work for like a warehouse in the Midwest and you're like a 60K salary job where you're like handling invoices, you can literally just buy a ramp, one license, or automate it with Claudebot, and you won't have to work at all. So
here's what you do. You pick like a man's first name and then some blue collar industry. So if you go like Jeff and then towing, and you just Google, yeah, this is great. Jeff's Towing. We'll just Google Jeff's Towing. Look, we got a guy. Look, go work at this company. Let's check out their site. Let's give Jeff some business here. His site's not loading. I mean, the first order of business, the site's not even fucking working. So you can go
Perfect.
to Towing, and okay, this is going about as well as I had hoped. Let's see.
Blake Plumbing. Okay, let's come up with another one. Gary
Chris Moving.
Gary's moving. Gary's moving in storage. Oh, let's try storage. Chris Storage. This is all you have to do. Oh wait, that's his last name.
There's a guy whose site does not even, it's not even a dynamic site. It's called chrismoves.com.
Mm.
The site, this is the site. It's just, it doesn't, like, there's no, like, the auto sizing is all wrong. So like the logo doesn't even show. It's hilarious. You could go join this company and be employee of the month within 3 days.
Okay, last thing, because we always have to hate on Restream. Dennis, thank you for being here. Dennis and Kevin, you guys are goats of the show. Dennis says he can't, it disappears. The ability to write in chat, and it often disappears during a stream from mobile. He's clicked more than 70 times. It's tough.
It's rough.
We need to get that boy Nikita on there.
Get him in. This is why, yeah, and also, I don't know that we're whatever. I think that I think only some of the chats even pop up when you do chat, but we see some of them. That's all that matters.
We're trying, people.
We're trying. Restream's trying. Nikita's trying and succeeding. He's going to fix it personally. I have high hopes. Okay. Kind of a short show today. We're going to be back with a banger on Thursday. Tune in. By then, the chat's going to be working. Highly confident. I've still got like 50 stories saved. I'm sure today is going to be wild. Wednesday is going to be wild. Every day in history, 20 new insane things on the internet happen. We are here to cover all of them. Shout out to numeral.com. Shout out to hireoverseas.com. Shout out to chrismoving.com. Shout out to garysplumbing.com. Shout out to Thomas's HVAC.net. All friends of the show. We've got to jump a little bit earlier than usual, but we will see you right back here Thursday morning. Gentlemen, a privilege.